evening, everyone, and welcome to the Danny Grieves Show. This is Scott Kerker, along with Metamore head coach Danny Grieves. Coach, pretty good weekend this past weekend. You played in your Redbird Round Ball Classic. You started off the weekend with a conference game against East Peoria.
East Peoria.
Great crowd. Band sounded awesome.
Good atmosphere.
It was a great atmosphere. When you have all those elements there, it really makes for a really exciting evening, doesn't it?
They love to come play in our tournament, to play those games, because it's the best crowds they have all year long.
Yeah.
So they kind of circle that date. Last year they beat us that first night of the tournament, so they were coming after us again. They played a really good first half, and I thought we played a much better second half.
I thought you did too, and I thought East Peoria is one of those teams that they just kind of stay around and they
Kind of like a Pekin.
Very much so, and they're very, very well coached, like Pekin.
Right.
And when you look at it and think, oh, we're going to beat these guys by 20, but they play so hard, and you got to match that intensity. And like you said, they stuck around for a half. I thought the second half your kids came out and played.
I thought our kids did a good job of executing. On defense, they really had a hard time getting an open shot, whether it be from the three or driving to the basket. So I thought our kids did a good job talking and communicating, and that equated to a better defense overall.
And when you have a game like that Friday night, you had a late game because of the first game with Hyde Park and was that Limestone, yes. So your game went a little longer than. And
Limestone did a good job of hanging around for the longest time.
Yeah.
They just didn't have enough gas. I don't think.
Right. So it was that was a long night. You guys played. The game didn't start till I think about 10 after 8, and so that was a kind of a different atmosphere. But I thought the atmosphere with the band and the big crowd, I thought that was an exciting.
It was a good high school basketball Friday night.
Right. It was really good. Then I thought that Saturday when you came back and played at 12:30, I thought your kids played outstanding. That was
a really good Granite City team.
Very good Granite City.
They came in. They didn't have a great record, but you take a look at the teams they played.
Yeah.
They were really, really strong schedule-wise.
Yeah, that was really.
They got up on us early. They made some early shots, and we adjusted some, and they really put us to the test.
Yeah, they did. And they were very athletic, and they posed some problems for you guys because of their athleticism.
Right.
And I thought too that they got you down early, but your kids stuck around and played really, really well. And I thought at the end of the third quarter, when you guys really made a nice run.
Yeah, it was a pivotal third quarter, especially the latter part of it.
Yeah, and you had two big plays, both of them by Gabe Mason. One was a big rebound. They finally missed a three.
Right.
And Gabe Mason got the rebound, outletted it, and you went down and you scored. And then I think it was the next trip down. That brought you within, I think, 2. They came down again, and I think it was Schroeder that drove down the middle of the lane, or drove baseline, that's what it was. He drove baseline and found a cutting to the basket Gabe Mason.
Yes. That
gave you the lead that you never gave up.
That was an excellent pass. It
was a great pass, and he filled that lane so well.
Sure did.
And the thing that was really impressed me is they kept pushing, and your kids kept making free throws, getting rebounds, and never gave up that lead. He kept it at 3, kept it at 5.
They had 2 kids that we just couldn't stop. They just kept going to the basket and throwing it at it and going in every time. One was tremendous, and it seems like we couldn't get him to miss.
Until you fouled him out.
We fouled him out, and then the last 3 minutes, about 2.5 minutes, we jumped defense a little bit and went triangle and 2, and then a diamond and 1. And the guys that were taking all the shots all of a sudden were covered, and the guys who wanted taking shots were open, and they just started chunking the ball up. So that was, our kids really made a nice adjustment, and of course the other team helped us out.
And you had 4 guys between, I think, 16 and 20 points.
Sure did.
And then you had Gabe with 17 rebounds.
16.
16 rebounds. 16 rebounds. I thought Ethan Kaiser also played great. I thought Caleb Kaiser maybe had his best game of the year.
I think so. And then Nate Kluski came in, and I think he did a tremendous job. And so did Andrew Guth. They gave us really solid minutes in that game.
Andrew Guth hit a big 3 in the first half when you really needed points.
Right.
He hit a 3 for you that was, I thought, a big basket for you.
It was.
They were looking like maybe they were going to start pulling away. You hit that 3, and I believe that brought it back to 4. And it kept you around and kept you around. Where you had some nice contributions though from a lot of different kids.
We really did. It was a true team win, you know, and I told them that's going to have to happen with 3 games in less than 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
You know, your legs are going to go at some point in time, and we just need input by as many bodies as we could, and I thought we got a lot of input from a lot of different people that game.
The other big play that I just happened to remember, I was trying to remember this earlier, was you guys had missed, I think they were up 2 possibly, and you guys missed a shot. They got the rebound. The Landon Ivins got a steal. And I believe it was Gabe Mason then hit, I think you guys only hit 4 threes in the game, if that.
Wasn't many.
And Gabe Mason hit a 3 from about 3 or maybe 4 or 5 feet behind the line. And that gave you the lead. And I think that's when you guys, or maybe you already had a lead and that pushed it back up to 5 again, something like that. But it was a big time of the game. And Landon Ivins had another good game.
We really did hit big shots because they were scoring. We came down and countered with a couple of really nice shots.
I thought it was, the other thing that I thought was big was your mental toughness. When you guys got the lead and then they made a run at you and your kids responded really well, I thought.
Well, we always tell them it's a game of mistakes. And the runs are going to come. It'll be theirs, it'll be ours. We can't get too excited when it's ours. We can't get too down when it's theirs. And I think we really came into our own a little bit during that game. You know, then late we couldn't stop them when we went to a junk defense, and they took a bad shot, and we got every rebound. They didn't get a second, third, and fourth look. And so, you know, then we got fouled and came down and hit some really nice free throws. So, you know, it's nice to have a little courage and make plays down the stretch.
I think you were 18 for 22 in the second half.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, and that was, I thought that was the ball game, which was outstanding. He came back and he played a really good Hyde Park team.
Hyde Park is a solid team.
I think they came in maybe 2 or 3 games over 500, but you look at their schedule and who they played. Oh boy,
Morgan Park, Bogan, Curry. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, they played a really tough schedule. So you played them. You played them about as well as anybody could play them, and it was 53-53. I thought in that game, because you had spent so much energy in that first game, I thought maybe your kids would kind of start to lose their legs a little bit. But they really didn't.
Well, and we got down big. We were down, 27-14 at one point in time, and didn't waver. You know,
No.
our kids just stayed the course, did a good job of still trying to defend. We were showing a little patience on offense. We had what I thought, in my opinion, were some really good opportunities. We took good shots and we just couldn't hit.
Right.
You know, our top 2 scorers, they each go 1 for 8 from the 3. And I don't remember really a bad 3 they took.
No, that's...
But their legs were shot, you know, they were a little bit flat and a little bit short. And, all we could do is just try to keep doing what gets us to success. And we just couldn't finish at some of those shots.
Right. And I don't know if that was fatigue or if that was just bad luck. But, yeah, you're right.
I'd say a little both.
Might have been. I thought your kids did a really nice job of coming back. You gave yourself a chance to win.
Did.
And fate kind of stepped in, and not tonight.
9 seconds, we got the play called we wanted. We didn't execute it great. And it's just one of those things that happen. But like I told our guys, that's not the play that won or lost. There were so many plays during that whole time. You know, how about when we did get down 14-27? How many poor plays did we get, through our system at that point in time? So, we had the right guys in, we made the right call, we just didn't get it done. But I thought I saw a lot of growth in that ball game too.
Oh, I thought so too, because, those kids...
they didn't waver.
They didn't waver, and the other team, man, they tried to push it. They tried to, it was, and I thought your kids controlled the tempo at times.
Yeah.
They took control, and that's That's not a...
We slowed them down, and they thought they were controlling tempo by doing that. But that's exactly what we wanted them to do.
Yeah.
And it showed, because they're not best at that game. They're a transition team that run up and down. And that's kind of how we got back into it. We got them slowed down in the half court. They kind of held on to it a little bit, made a couple of poor choices on shots and passes, and they gave us a chance to get a stop and come down and pick away at that lead, and that's exactly what we did.
I thought so too. These tough games, and we talk about it every week, but it really does show that the tougher the teams you play, the better you're going to be, and you can see that growth.
Well, we've lost 4 at the buzzer, and we've lost 5 games by a total of 12 points.
Yeah, that's just amazing.
But we're not going to be gun shy when it really counts.
No,
because we've already been there, done that.
Right, and now you get more into the heat of the conference. You're 5-2 in the Middle Illini,
Right.
and you get to play both of those teams that have beaten you. You get to play them at home.
Yeah.
And they start February 12th, I think, and then I think the 18th you play Washington. So you play Morton on the...
I haven't looked that far advanced. I know, and I told them today we play Canton tomorrow, and it's just as big a game as anybody else on that calendar. So, we've got to play them one at a time. I've seen this where we thought we'd go out there and just beat the dog out of them, and we come away with a loss. 9 years ago that happened, if you remember, right? So, they haven't won a game, but nothing is a lead pipe cinch. We've got to go play the game.
And you know that when you play at Alice Ingersoll, you do get their best.
Yeah.
And it is nice going over there. The trip over there is not very nice, but the venue's nice.
It is.
And you get a chance to play again, and that's the good thing about this. Less than 72 hours later, you're going to play another basketball game.
Right.
And when you look at the rest of the conference, all right, now you set yourself up awfully well.
Well, I would like to think so. And we've got 9 games left. We've got 7 of them are going to be in conference. But the way I look at it is, and we've got to go to Bloomington, and we've got to go to U-High.
Tough.
But I do believe that we could run the table if they come into play. So, we've been fire tested, and now it's just go out there and play a little courage and execute under pressure.
You're right. And you're right about running the table with 2 non-conference. Unfortunately, they're on the road, but your kids are battle tested. We played all but 1 game on the road first half anyway, so
right.
Our floor is probably a little bit foreign to them anyway.
Probably true.
But Coach, when you look at this team, and we talked about, down the stretch you didn't take any bad shots. When you look at the team, yeah, there have been a few times, maybe that's not the shot you wanted. But
right.
By and large, you've got to be happy with our shot selection and
right.
some of the things they've done. And you've got kids that, like we've said before, other than Gabe and Caleb Kaiser a little bit, the rest of those guys aren't very well battle tested.
They weren't impact players. They got a little bit of time, some junk time. But I tell you what, and they've really come along. They've been seasoned a little bit, and they're starting to make plays. And we're 20 games into the season, and it's time.
It's time to start stepping up, and you're starting to see that a little bit.
I told them today, the roles are pretty much set in stone. Right? You had the off season, you had the first 20 games, with 9 games left. You've got to embrace your role, whatever it might be, and you got to be a star in that role. So I know we got a few kids that want more playing time, maybe more shots, but proof's in the pudding.
Right.
We're starting the top 5 because that's the best 5 out of the court. And then we're playing either 7 or 8 guys, maybe 9 at times, and we're just trying to do the best we can to put them in a position to be successful and trying to go to our strengths. And the more we can embrace that, the better we're going to be.
Coach, you're 13-7, easily the toughest schedule in this area. You're setting yourself up to defend your Middle Illini Conference title.
Right.
And I guess that starts tomorrow night.
It does, and because we can't stub our toe anymore. I don't think if we can come out with just 2 losses, I think we'll be able to maybe either win or share it. I don't think 3 losses is going to get you anywhere.
No, it's not.
I just don't.
And to be honest with you, Coach, I don't see a 3rd loss coming. I think your kids are playing off.
Well, Coach, we are playing better.
Coach, I agree. I think your kids are playing They've stubbed their toe a little bit here and there, but those stubs are against good quality opponents in some tough places to play. And you know, you've more often than not put yourself in a position to win. And at some point, we're going to have a buzzer beater where we win.
I think we will.
But congratulations. Good luck tomorrow night. We'll see you over in Canton.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We'll see you in Canton tomorrow night.